genocide, terrorism, tribal disputes. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens as the G7 happens, because there's a couple things that's going to be obviously talked about, which will segue into our Elon Musk, Donald Trump battle. But key themes that are obviously going to be talked about: climate action, because Mark Carney is all about that. We will talk in the future again about Alberta oil and gas. I've been working on a bit of a piece about how we've talked about this, how Alberta oil and gas not only is great for Canada economically, more than that, jobs, GDP, climate wise, there's also a massive argument to be made that Canada's oil and gas can help elevate the standard of the world in terms of how we try to make dirty energy cleaner, right? And I love what our buddy Tucker was saying, is that oil and gas industry is not against clean energy. It's just, it's not there. So, but what's one way to do that? You get Canada's abounding, get money in, and you help. So obviously Mark Carney hasn't said nothing about no more pipelines bill. He talks about decarbonizing oil and gas, which is a whole crazy thing. It's years and years and years in the making if they're going to do big national projects. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
It's good if there's a plan, I guess. That's a better way to put it. If there's actually a plan and it's going to be properly structured eventually to get there, I'm very curious.
But it might take a decade.
Yeah, maybe more.
And that also is going to be interesting to see how it plays out with Premier Danielle Smith, who's made demands with 6 months. Let's take down barriers of interprovincial trade. Let's get our oil and to tidewater ports, right? Specifically in BC. Premier David Eby recently also stated not interested.
Stonewalled.
Yeah, like not interested, not at all. There's been obviously getting to the Arctic is tough because of all the ice as well, or the Arctic, Hudson's Bay, as it leads into the Arctic, tough as well. You know where Quebec stands. So that's not progressing. It doesn't look like anything that Mark Carney is doing is able to mend those relationships yet. So anyways, climate action is a big part of Mark Carney's platform, as you know that. This one, well, there's going to be digital governance and AI regulation, or at least discussing how do you do that. Peace and security, typical stuff. But global economic stability. This is what I wanted to get to segue into Musk and Trump. Because I'm not sure if you guys noticed today, but Tesla specifically, although it's one stock, world's wealthiest man. Yeah. Maybe he dropped off today. That stock dropped 18% in the second half of the day. Trading day, typical mountain time, 7:30 to 2. I think it was around 10 a.m. is when it first started to go.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
It's insane. So one stock almost dropped 20%, 1/5 of its valuation.
Yeah, like from 3 at the high point. This is what, one day?
332 or something. It opened
320. 321 is a high today,
and 272 was its low, I believe. And
after hours around there. 270. Yeah, around 272.
But then not just them, you look at the broader markets and you look at how the S&P 500, for you people who are traders or investors, huge. You know that the S&P 500, which is the Standard & Poor's 500 biggest companies, or not biggest, but the companies that are on there, the Magnificent Seven, so the big 7 tech companies, which involve Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA. I'm missing 2 more, but there's a couple more in there. Microsoft, did I say Microsoft?
Yeah, I did,
Facebook or Meta. Meta is a part of there, and there's one more. Anyways, they're so heavily weighted so that when you start having a feud between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and not to mention the amount of lack of stability there has been in terms of Donald Trump's tariff talk. There's tariffs, no more tariffs. 50% tariffs on the EU, we're going to bring that down. Tariffs for everybody on Liberation Day, we're actually going to pull it back to 10%. It's fluctuations heavily in the market, and maybe there's some method to the madness there. I'm not convinced of it anymore. I used to be, but I don't know if Trump is playing 4D chess or if he's just reacting to in real time to like chaos.
Yeah, I don't know, because he also did a bunch of travel bans too. Did you see that?
No, I missed that.
To a whole bunch of countries. And the one country...
Today, recently?
Yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I'm just going to get the list here in front of me. I just got it here. On June 4th, so yeah, it was yesterday. Donald Trump signed new executive orders restraining the expanding U.S. travel ban effective June 9th at 12:01 to the countries Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Guinea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen. Yeah. And Saudi Arabia wasn't included in that for obvious reasons for the previous deal he just did. And so there's a lot of criticism.
What's the criticism on that? Like most of those countries,
they're saying they're trying to figure out what reasons he's doing that for, and they think if it's for, I guess they don't know. They don't know why he did it.
Like I wouldn't want to go to any of those countries right now.
Yeah,
because there's so much issues when it comes to either genocide, terrorism, tribal disputes. Like you look at all those. Like who did you mention? Somalia, Chad. What else was on there?
Republic of Congo,
yeah.
Guinea,
Kenya, I'm not sure about.
Eritrea,
Okay.
Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan,
Iran,
and
obviously
Yemen.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Somalia, Libya, same things. Interesting.